बघूही नको म्हणजे कुठे जाऊही नको. काय म्हणते मला तू काय न म्हणेस.
Yeah, a very good evening to one and all. Hope you are able to hear me. Can you guys please confirm over the chat? Can you guys please confirm over the chat whether you are able to hear me and able to see my screen? Okay. Yes. Okay, fine, sir. Yeah. So as part of our yesterday's discussion, so we just completed with what? How to work with the null values in the Oracle and how to work with the alias names for the Oracle columns as well, right? So how many types of aliases are there in the Oracle? Can you guys please confirm how many types of the aliases are there in the Oracle? How many types of alias names or aliases are there in the Oracle? 2 or 3? One is column level aliases. The second one is table level aliases. And the third one is what? Expression level aliases. Right or not? Right or not, guys? Okay. Yes. These are the 3 types of aliases we are going to have like as in Oracle, sir. Okay. How can you retrieve like as in the null values from the Oracle? How can you retrieve? How can you retrieve like as in the null records from the Oracle? Is null. How can you how can you retrieve the non-null values in the from the Oracle? Is not null, right? Yes, is null and is not null, sir. Okay, these are the few things you just need to keep in mind when you're working with an Oracle database. Whenever you want to pull the data of and the null records from the Oracle means, then you need to use for what is null. Okay, whenever you want to pull the records which is not null values means, then you can go for what is not null, sir. Okay, yes. So as part of our today's discussion, so we'll be the talking about SQL constraints, sir. Okay, Oracle constraints or SQL constraints or integrity constraints, any name you can call it as an. Okay, yes. Before getting into that the discussion, observe carefully, sir. In the day before yesterday and yesterday, we just created the table with the name called what? Products table. So could you please tell me right now, as of now, whatever the tables we have created earlier, so those tables are using like, have we defined any constraints on the table, sir? Can you guys please confirm? Whatever the tables we have defined, whatever the tables we have created so far in the 15 sessions, have you used any kind of constraints in the table, sir? Have you used any kind of constraints in the table? No, right? If you are not using like as an any constraints on the table, Okay, if you are not using any kind of the constraints on the table, sir, that table contains what? Duplication of the data, right or not? The table contains what? The duplication of the data. See, sir. So you have like as in the product ID. So we have like as in the duplicate ID of the product of the products called what? We have the duplicate ID of the products or not, sir? We have the duplicate information of the products or not? Come on, guys. We have the duplicate products or not? And at the same way, some of the product prices got missed or not? Some of the product prices got missed or not? And some of the products related warranty information got missed or not? And at the same way, so while inserting the product, so we just missed that the created data as well or not? So means tell me, sir, whatever the information right now we are seeing on the table, so that is nothing but an inconsistency data or not, sir? Or inaccurate data or not? Yes, to avoid such a kind of such kind of inaccurate to avoid such kind of the data in the real world, so we will be the using for what? We will be the using for what? Constraints. Will be the using for what? Constraints, sir. In the real time, so definitely Oracle table will be the having what? Set of constraints, sir. Okay, Oracle database table will have what? A set of constraints. What do you mean by constraint, sir? Constraint is nothing but an the rule, sir. Okay, constraint is nothing but an what? A set of rules. Constraints means nothing but an a set of rules, sir. Okay, understand? A constraints are nothing but a set of rules or the business rules which will be the defined at what? DDL statements, sir. DDL statements. What are the DDL statements, sir? Create, alter, drop, all these are nothing but on the DDL statements or not? So means while you are, so you can define like as on the set of rules while at the time of creating the table or while you are altering the table as well, sir. Understand my point or not? What kind of rules we can specify while at the time of creating the table, sir, or while at the time of altering the table as well? Okay, so for example, you have a one database table. So that database table contains 4 columns. All the 4 columns does not allow the null values, sir. Okay, all those 4 columns as per my business requirement, all the 4 columns must and should have the data. It should not contains like as an any null value. Okay, as a end user, he has to supply the all the columns for the all the values for 4 columns. Understand my point, guys? Understand my point or not? As a end user, he need to supply the values. Okay, he need to supply the values for all the 4 columns of a database table, sir. Understand? Understand, sir? Sir, please disable the camera. Please double check, sir, whether the video is enabled or not. If enabled, just disable it. Okay, yes. So see, sir, the point here is whenever while you are at the time of creating a table or when you are altering the table, so you can define like as in some set of rules or the set of business rules, sir. Okay, so if a table contains like as in the 4 columns, that 4 columns does not contains any kind of null values, sir. Null values means while inserting the data into the database table, say as a end user, he has to supply all the 4 column values, sir. If any value is missing while at the time of inserting, it give you an error to you. Understand or not? It will throw you an error. It will throw the error to you, sir. Such column value is missing on the table. Please provide that input value. Okay. Such a kind of constraints you can do with the help of what? Such a kind of business rules we can implement with the help of what? Constraints. Okay. So the main purpose, the main motive of what? Nothing but an constraints enforces the database to allow only the valid values into the database table, sir. Okay, always constraints enforces the user to supply like as in the values for and the database columns, sir. Okay, supplies the values for a columns in the database table. At the same way, constraints ensures to fetch the data. Okay, constraints ensures the user to fetch only the valid or accurate data from the database tables, guys. Understand, sir? Understand or not? Constraint always ensures the user to fetch only the valid or accurate data from the database table, guys. Okay, these are nothing but the importance of constraints, sir. Okay, constraints are nothing but the business rules. Okay, the business rules which we are going to define at the time of DDL statements. And always constraints ensures like as in the valid values of and the columns in the ensures the ensures the valid values of the database table columns, sir. Okay, and at the same time, while at the time of retrieving the data from the data while at the time of retrieving the data from the table, so as a end user, he can fetch only the valid or accurate data from the database table as well. Okay, yeah, fine. Okay, so we can apply the constraints. Okay, we can apply like as in the constraints at what? Two levels, sir. Okay, and we can apply like as in the constraints on the database table at the two levels. One is column level, sir, and we can apply like as in the constraints at the column level, and yes, we can apply like as in the constraints at the column level, sir, and we can apply the columns. We can apply the constraints on the table level, sir. Okay. Okay, when you are applying like as in the constraints, applying the constraints after defining the column names. Okay, applying like as in the constraints after defining the columns immediately, then those type of constraints we can call it as an what? Column level constraints, sir. Okay, applying the constraints after defining the columns immediately of and the DDL statements, those constraints are called it as in what? Column level constraints. Understand? Okay, and applying like as in the constraints after defining all the columns in the table. Okay, you can apply the constraints. You can apply the constraints after defining all the columns on the table in the table or at the end of the table. Such a kind of constraints we can call it as in what? Table level constraints, sir. Clear? Everyone is that clear, guys? Column level constraints and the table level constraints. Okay, yes. So means column level constraints means the business rules which you are defining at the column level while at the time of creating the table. Okay, such a concept we can call it as on what? Column level constraints, sir. Okay, the business rules which you are defined at the end of the table. Okay, at the end of the table of the creation of the at the end of the at the end of all the columns, such constraints we can call it as an what? Table level constraints, sir. Clear? Everyone is that clear, guys? Sir, constraints means nothing but a set of business rules. Okay. A set of business rules that allows the valid data into the database table. Okay. Constraints means nothing but a set of business rules which allows the valid data into the database table, sir. Hope you guys are comfortable or not. And always you are going to define the constraints at the DDL statements, sir. Okay, while at the time of creating the table, you can define some set of business rules. Okay, and after the creation of the database tables as well, you can define some set of business rules as well, sir, using alter command. Okay, yes. Hope you are clear, everyone. What is constraint and what are the different types of what are the two? So how can you apply the constraints in the database as well? Everyone is it clear or not? Any doubts? Everyone, is that clear? Non-IT people? I'm not getting any kind of responses, whether you are in line with me or not, guys. Just let me know. Yes. Okay, then. So basically, the Oracle constraints are broadly classified into the 6 types, sir. What are those? Unique constraint, not null constraint, check constraint, default constraint, primary key constraint, and foreign key constraint, sir. Okay. Total, how many constraints are there in the Oracle? Total, how many constraints are there in the Oracle, sir? 6 constraints, sir. Okay. Unique constraint, not null constraint, check constraint, default constraint, primary constraints, and foreign key constraints or referential integrity constraints. Okay. So will be the understanding and will be the walking through the each type of constraint here, sir. Okay. So let us start with the first constraint. What is that first constraint, sir? Satish, we did not started with any constraint right now. Okay. So slowly you will get to know what is composite key and all this stuff. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we are just starting with what? First constraint of an oracle. What is the first constraint, sir? Unique constraint, sir. Okay. As a name itself having the meaning, sir. Unique means what? Distinct values or not? Distinct values or not, sir? Unique means what? Different values or not? Which cannot be the duplicate, right or not, sir? Come on, guys. What do you mean by unique? What do you mean by unique, sir? Different values. Okay. Different values or non-repeated values. Okay. Non-repeated values in a particular column is called as an what? Unique constraint. Okay. Okay. Unique constraint, sir. Okay. This constraint doesn't allows, okay, does not allows the user to enter the duplicate values into a column of the database table, sir. Understand my point or not? So means when you define a particular column, when you define like as in the particular column as in the unique in the database table, okay, that column does not allow any duplicate values from the end user, sir. If the end user is trying to provide the duplicate values of the database column table means, then it will throw you an error. Understand my point or not? Understand my point or not? If you define a particular column on the database table as in the unique means, that column does not take any duplicate values. If the end user is forcefully supplying that duplicate value means, Oracle will throw you an error, sir. Okay, Oracle will throw you an error, and we can apply the unique constraint of more than one column on the same table, sir. That is what an advantage. Okay, what is an advantage, sir, of the unique constraint? You can apply the unique constraint the more than one column in the database table or not. Come on, guys, that is what like as an advantage, sir. And the disadvantage of the unique constraint is what? So it will allow the null value as well in the particular database column, right or not, sir? Come on, guys. Unique means a different value. Null is nothing but an one value or not. So null values will be allowed in the unique column constraint or not. Come on, guys. This constraint allows the user to enter the null value as well. That is a drawback of this constraint, sir. Okay. You can create like a constraint. You can create this unique constraint while at the time of creating the table, or you can add this constraint after creation of that table as well, sir. Okay. Let us try to understand syntax by syntax, sir. Hope you guys are clear. What is the unique constraint? Means whenever the particular column of the database table defined as in the unique means, that column does not allow the duplicate values. Okay. If it is allowing, if the end user is supplying the duplicate value to a particular column, to that column, Oracle will give you an error for that. Understand? And at the same way, you can apply the unique constraint of more than one column in a database table. Okay. And at the same way, this constraint allows the user to enter the null value as well. Okay. How many times the null value is entered? How many times the null value is allowed into the column, sir? One time or more than one time? Come on, guys. How many times? How many times? How many times how many times the null value is allowed for the unique column? One time, not multiple. Only one time, sir. Only one time, not allowed, sir. Unique. Unique means only one time. Okay. Yes. Let us try to understand the syntax, sir. Okay. Create a table name, and you are defining like as in the column name and the respective the data type, and then followed by what? Unique word. Unique word. Unique word is nothing but an what? Unique constraint, sir. Okay. We are just defining like as in the unique constraints at the column level or not, sir. Come on, guys. Can you guys please confirm the syntax one representing as an what? Column level or not? Column level constraint or not, sir? This is nothing but an what? Column level constraint. Column level constraint, sir. Okay. Yes. Observe carefully, sir. Well, let us come to the syntax too. Let us observe carefully the syntax too. Create a table name, and then followed by unique constraint, and then followed by what? Column name. This is nothing but an inline unique constraint or not? Inline column constraint or not, sir? Come on, guys. Inline column constraint or not? This is what like as in the syntax you can define like as in the unique constraint as well. Understand, sir? Understand or not? Clear? Okay. Yeah. Coming to the syntax 3, sir. Syntax 3. Okay. Syntax 3, sir. Okay. Syntax 3. We are just defining like as in the unique constraint. Okay. Defining like as in the unique constraint by using what? By using constraint class, sir. By using what? Constraint class. Understand, sir? By using what? Constraint class, sir. Okay. So the third syntax is nothing but an what, sir? Defining the unique constraint by using what class, sir? Constraint class. Create a table name, and then followed by column name, respective the data type. Constraint is nothing but an the predefined word, and this is nothing but an okay, this is nothing but an the name of the constraint, and then followed by constraint type, sir. This is in the real time, which syntax is mostly we use it, sir? Yeah, I will talk about that one, sir. Just for wait a minute. Okay. Syntax 3 is clear or not, sir? Constraint is the nothing but an the predefined word. Okay. Constraint is nothing but an what? It is a predefined word, sir. It is a predefined word. And the unique underscore constraint name. This is nothing but an what? Constraint name, sir. Okay. This is nothing but an what? Constraint name. Simply I can say what? This is nothing but an what? Constraint name. And this is nothing but an what? Constraint type. Okay. Constraint type, sir. That's all. This is how you can define the unique constraint by using what? Constraint class. Okay. So this is also what? Nothing but an what? Column level constraint or table level constraint? Can you guys please confirm? Can you guys please confirm? Is that column level constraint or table level constraint, sir? It is a column level constraint, sir. It is a column level constraint using what? Constraint class. Okay. Coming to the syntax 4, sir. Coming to the syntax 4. Can you guys please confirm by observing the syntax 4? Could you please tell me, is that a column level constraint or a table level constraint? Syntax 4. Syntax 4 is a column level constraint or a table level constraint? Observe carefully and tell me, sir. So see here, create a table create a table, table name, and we just specified what? Column name, and then followed by what? Data type, sir. Data type. That is done. Okay, that is done. And then we are just defining like as in the constraint at the end of the table creation, right or not? we just define like as in the constraint at the end of the table or not. So this is nothing but on what? Constraint name. Okay, this is nothing but on what? Constraint name, sir. And then followed by what? Unique constraint, that is type of the constraint, and then followed by what? Column name, sir. So tell me, it is a table level constraint or not? It is a table level constraint or not, sir? Srikanth Reddy, it is not a column level constraint. We are not defining the constraint at the column level. We are just defining the constraint information at what? At the end of the table. At the end of the create statement, right or not? So that's why it is a table level constraint, sir. Okay, this is nothing but on what? Table level constraint. Clear, Srikanth? Srikanth Reddy, is that clear for you? Yes. Yeah, column name is there. Okay, column name is there, but you are not defining the constraint beside the column, right? Column name is there, sir. Column name is there, but but you did not define the constraint after the column, right? At the end of the create a statement, you define the constraint. That is nothing but an table level constraint, sir. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let us talk about syntax 5. Okay. So can you guys please confirm the syntax 5 is a column level constraint or a table level constraint? Syntax 5. The syntax 5 is a column level constraint or table level constraint? And Amit Kumar, it is not a column level, sir. Please see carefully. It is a table level constraint. Okay, table level constraint for defining the multiple columns as in the unique, sir. Right or not? Multiple columns as a unique, right or not? Right or not, sir? Okay. Yes. So create a table name, column name 1, respective the data type, column name 2, respective the data type, constraint. This is nothing. This is nothing but on what? Constraint name, sir. Okay. And the constraint type, and then followed by which columns you wanted to make it as in the unique. Those columns, those number of columns you can specify as in what? This one. Okay. Yeah. Saket. So it is not a column level constraint. It is a table level. Okay. We are just defining the constraint information at the end of the create statement only. Okay. Observe carefully, sir. Observe carefully, guys. Okay. Yes. Sir, if you ask me, out of all the 6 syntaxes, okay, out of all 6 syntaxes, if you ask me, okay, the first syntax is the very simple or not? So while at the time of defining the column itself, so you can decide whether the column requires the unique constraint or not. If yes, then you can define simple word as in what? Unique. Right or not? Simple word, call it as in the what? Unique. So but the problem of this an approach is what? So whenever the exception is throwing by the Oracle, so it is giving you the predefined exception message, sir. Okay. So if you want like as in the custom constraint name of your table means, then you can go with what? The syntax 5 or syntax 6. Okay. Yes. Hope you guys are comfortable or not, sir. Hope you guys are comfortable or not. Okay. Yeah. See, sir, I'm just creating a one table here. I'm just creating like as in the one table here, sir. Observe carefully. See, sir, I'm just creating like as in the table with the name called what? Clients. So client ID, the number is what? Number column. That is nothing but a unique column, sir. Unique column means like, tell me, sir. Unique column means what you are getting, sir. It doesn't it allows only it allow only like unique values or not. Okay, and the first name and the last name, sir. I'm just creating like as in the table, sir. I'm just creating like as in the table. Just a minute. The table is already existed in my table. Okay, let me drop the table once. Okay, let me drop the table once, sir. Okay, yeah. Okay, observe carefully, sir. Observe carefully. I'm creating the table again. So see, sir, the table got created or not? The table got created. You can describe the table. Okay, you can describe the table, sir. Okay, yes. See, sir. See, sir, we got like as in the 3 columns got created. If you if you guys wanted to see that constraint information means simply go to the connection and expand the tables, and where you can have what? The tables information, and go to the constraints section. Go to the constraints section. See, sir, you will be the getting like as in the constraint information. Yeah. See, sir, this is what like as in the constraint name, sir. Okay, you just define like as in the unique constraint for what? Client ID. Okay, and see, sir, this is what like as in the constraint information. How I opened that one, sir? Simple, sir. Just get into your connection. Okay, expand the tables, select the tables. Okay, select your table. Then you will get these options. Data. If you want to see the data of the table, you can click on the data. If you want to see the constraints, you can click on the constraints. This is what the name of the constraint. The type of the constraint is what? Unique constraint. Right. Understand? Right now, the constraint status is what? Enabled. Okay, enabled, sir. Shall we insert the data into this table, sir? Shall we insert the data into this table or not? Shall we insert the data into the table or not? So this is the one way of creating the constraint, sir. Okay, another way of creating the constraint. This is nothing but an what? Column level constraint or table level constraint? Come on, guys. This is the column level constraint or table level constraint? Column level constraint, sir. Okay, if you guys wanted to create like as in the table level constraint means just take the copy of this one, sir. Okay, take the copy of this one. I'm just creating what? Table level constraint as well, sir. Okay, table level constraint as well. Okay, yes. So I'm just giving as an what? Client underscore one. Okay, my table name is what? Clients underscore one. And see, sir, same client ID number column. Okay, number column, first name as in the varchar 50 characters, last name varchar 50 characters. See, sir, constraint, sir. So, okay, constraint, and my constraint name, sir. Constraint name is nothing but an what? Unique underscore client ID, sir. My constraint name is user defined name, sir. Okay, you can go with what? Ashok IT underscore client ID, sir. Okay, Ashok IT underscore unique underscore client ID. You can provide any name, sir. It's up to your wish. Okay, unique ID, sir. Ashok IT underscore unique ID. Okay, the unique is nothing but a constraint type, and then followed by what? Column, sir. Whatever the column you wanted to make it as in the unique, you can make it. Okay, so this is nothing but on table level or column level. This is nothing but on the table level or column level. Confirm, guys, over the chat. So table level or column level? Table level, sir. I'm just recreating the table, sir. Okay, table got created. Client one table got created, sir. Refresh the table. Okay, refresh the table. So observe carefully. Clients got created or not? Just refresh it. Okay, clients one got created. Observe carefully, sir. Okay, see, sir. Earlier what we got, sir? Earlier for the clients table, what is the constraint name? So this is what like as on the constraint name allocated by what? Oracle. Right or not? So this is nothing but an constraint name, sir. Okay, constraint name allocated by Oracle. Oracle. That is nothing but on this one, sir. Okay. So if you observe carefully, if I open like as in the clients one, what is that Oracle Ashokite underscore Q? This is nothing but on what? This is nothing but an constraint name allocated. Okay. Constraint name allocated by the Oracle. That is nothing but on this one, sir. Okay. Hope you guys are comfortable or not. If you are not, if you are using at the column level means the constraint name will be allocated by Oracle. Okay. If you are defining at the table level means the constraint name will be supplied by what? Programmer. Clear or not, guys? Everyone. Hope you guys are comfortable so far. So you can define like as on the unique constraint at the table level and the column level, sir. Okay. And let us try to insert some data, sir. Okay. Let us try to insert some data. Insert into any table, sir. Any table you can hit. Okay. Clients of, okay. Clients of value 01. Okay. 01. And then Mahesh. And then followed by what? Kumar. Okay. Kumar. Okay. One row got inserted, sir. Okay. One row got inserted, sir. Okay. Then after that, I'm just trying to insert one more row as well. Okay. One more row as well, sir. Okay. With the null value. So with the null value, I'm just trying to insert as in the null value. So see, sir, null column, unique column allow like as in the null value or not? Client ID is nothing but on the unique column, right? Client ID is nothing but on the unique column. Unique column allow the null value or not? Yes, it is allowed. Okay. Yes. So let me insert one more record. So second record. So the second record, that is nothing but an Ashok. Okay, Ashok, second record inserted, sir. Okay. Shall I insert like one more record? Shall I insert like as another say? Shall I insert like as in the client ID same with another customer? Something like a Sarath. Shall I insert like as an? Shall I insert like as in the existing customer ID to the again another record? Come on, sir. If you are already having like as in the client ID with first record, sir, but we are trying to insert like what? Another record. So see, sir. See, observe carefully, sir. We got an error. What is that an error, sir? We got an error. Insert into client values 01, Sarath and Kumar. While inserting this query, you got an error. What is that an error, sir? Unique constraint error. What is that one? Mahesh is nothing but on the database name. Okay, database name. And this is nothing but on the constraint name. Have you seen this constraint name anywhere? While at the time of creating the table, Oracle allocated this constraint name or not? That constraint name, it is populated or not, sir? So means if you are trying to insert like as the duplicate value of the unique column, it is throwing an error or not? Come on, guys. Hope you guys are comfortable or not. Yes. So this is what has an error, sir. This is what has an error. Okay. Okay. This is what an error. Okay. While inserting the duplicate record. Okay. While inserting the duplicate client ID of the unique key of unique column, sir. Unique column in the database table. Hope you guys are clear, everyone. Srividya, like if you wanted to use like as in the unique constraint for all the columns means as I already provided you the syntax. Simple, nothing more. Just take the copy. Take the copy here. Okay. Just specify unique ID. Okay. Client ID we are just making and the first name. first name, and then followed by last name. That's all. That's all. Just change the table name as a client 2. Okay. See, sir. Create it. Okay, no problem. Constraint name is already defined, sir. That's why you are getting an error. Okay. Yes, _1. So see, sir, client 2 table got created or not? Okay. You can verify it. Okay. You can verify it, guys. Okay. Select the table and refresh it. Okay. Client 2. Okay. Client 2. Observe carefully, sir. Okay. Observe carefully. So see, when you select that constraint, so constraint is applicable on how many columns? Client ID column, first name column, last name column. Clear? Srividya, is it clear for you? How can you apply like as in the unique constraint for all the columns of the table? Fine. This is how you need to do, sir. Okay. Yes. Okay, sir. Fine. So hope you guys are comfortable with the error when you are trying to insert the duplicate value of the unique column as well. This is nothing but on the constraint name, sir. Okay. Fine. Okay, sir. Yes. So we created like as in the couple of tables. Clients is one table, client 1 is another table, client 2 is the another table, sir. Okay. So I wanted to add like as in the unique constraint for already created table, sir. Understand my point, sir? First we created like as in what? Clients table, right? So further to the clients table, we have the unique column only for what? Understand, sir? For the first table, for the first creation, so only the client ID is nothing but the unique column, right or not, sir? Only the first column is nothing but the unique column. I wanted to add like as in the unique column as in the first name as well. So then what I need to do, sir? I need to go for an what? Alter statement. Okay. Alter statement, sir. Understand carefully, sir. You can add like as in the constraint. Okay, you can you can add like as in the constraint after creating the table as well, sir. Okay, after creating the table, you can add like as in the constraint with the help of what? Alter statement. Alter table name, add constraint. Add is nothing but the predefined word. Constraint is constraint constraint is also nothing but the predefined word, and then followed by what? Constraint name, sir. Okay, then followed with what? Constraint name, unique column, unique constraint type, and where you can specify the number of columns, sir. Whatever the columns you wanted to add it as another unique, so those columns you can specify as an what? This one. Understand my point or not? Same syntax, I'm just substituting here. Okay, so see, sir, adding adding the column as in the unique, adding like as a column as in the unique. Okay, after creating the table, sir. After creating the table. Understand my point, sir? So this is what the statement. Okay, table. What is my table name? Clients. Constraint. Constraint name is nothing but an what? Add constraint. Constraint name is nothing but an what? Something. Ashok IT _ So first name. Okay, any names or constraint name should be any name. It's up to your wish. Okay, column name. First name, sir. Clear? Okay, yes. See, sir, what it is saying that one? What it is saying that one, sir? Can you guys please confirm? What you are getting, sir? Constraint. While adding the constraint, you got an error, sir. Why? Because means it contains like what? Duplicate keys, sir. Duplicate keys. You can check it out. Select a star from, okay, select a star from what? Clients. Okay. Mahesh is there as in the duplicate key. That's why it is not unable to add this one, sir. Okay. Let me have the update. Let me write a update for that. Okay, update clients is equal to update clients set first name equal to what? Mahesh Kumar. Okay, where client _ ID is null, sir. Okay, wherever the client ID is null, I'm just updating that customer ID, sir. I'm just updating what? The first name. That's all, nothing more than that. Okay, nothing more than that, sir. Sorry. Okay, fine. See guys, I'm just updating that command. Okay, now you can verify it. Okay, you do not have any duplicate values, but now you can try to add that columns, sir. Okay, now you can add like as on the column. See, sir, the table got altered or not? Come on, guys, the table got altered or not, sir? The table got altered or not? Yes, after creating the table, sir, you can add, after creating the table, you can add like as in the constraint to the existing column of and the table, sir. Okay, so this is syntax 6 is nothing but an what? Adding the constraint, after creation of the table, sir. After creation of the table. Okay, yes. Okay, then fine, sir. Okay, yes, sometimes you wanted to enable the constraint and you need to disable the constraint, sir. Okay, temporarily I wanted to disable the constraint, sir, for adding the data. Temporarily I wanted to enable the constraint as well. Okay, that is not that is nothing but an what? Enabling and disabling of constraint, sir. Okay, that is nothing but an what? Enabling and disabling of and the constraint. Syntax 7 is what? How to disable the constraints temporarily. Okay, how to disable the constraint temporarily, sir. Okay, that is a syntax 7. Okay, temporarily, that is a syntax 7, sir. Alter table name, disable constraint. Okay, disable is nothing but on the predefined word, and constraint is also the predefined word, and then followed by what? Constraint name, sir. Okay, you just need to specify the constraint name to disable the constraint. And in the same way, if you guys wanted to enable the constraint back means, then you can go with what? This syntax. How to enable the constraint, how to enable like what? Constraint, how to enable the constraint back. Okay, hope you guys are comfortable or not. Temporarily, you can disable the constraint and you can enable the constraint as well. Okay, and in the same way, you can have an option to drop the constraint as well, sir. Okay, you can have the constraint to drop the constraint as well, sir. This is nothing dropping the constraint, sir. Clear? This is nothing but on what? Dropping the constraint. Alter table name, drop a constraint, and then followed by constraint name. So if you want to enable, or if you want to disable, or if you want to enable, or if you want to drop the constraint of a database column, definitely you have to know the constraint name, sir. You have to know the constraint name. Then only you are able to enable or disable or drop the constraints of the database column, sir. Clear? Clear or not, everyone? Any doubts? So as I shown you, while at the time of creating the table, how can you provide the unique key at the column level, at the table level as well? Okay, and after creating the table also, you can add the unique constraint to the table as well by using what? Alter statement. Okay, temporarily you can disable the constraint, you can enable the constraint, you can drop the constraint as well. Clear? Any doubts, guys, up to now, everyone? I given you some sort of an examples as well, sir. Okay, so these are nothing but an workspace queries, sir. I'm going to place what? Workspace queries. Okay, workspace queries I'm going to be the mention here. Okay, yeah, that's what I told you, right? Rollback means nothing but an dropping, right? Okay, DDL statements or auto commit statements, right or not? DDL statements are auto commit or not? Priyanka. So means you cannot roll back it. Okay. Clear? Yes, fine. I'm just cutting here and just placing here the workspace queries, sir. Okay. Yes. Any doubts, guys, up to now? Everyone, non-IT people, any doubts? How to define a unique constraint at the column level? How to define like as in the unique constraints at the column level, non-IT people? You guys are clear or not? Okay, fine, fine. So if you are good at if you are good at a not null constraint, if you are good at a unique constraint, then we'll move on to the another type of constraint, sir. Okay, Dhananjay, please let me know your question. I will clarify your doubt. Sir, nothing, sir. We just define, we just, we can define like as an see, sir, simple. I will write a syntax here. Try to understand, guys, everyone. Create a table. So something like what? Temp underscore customers is my table name. Okay. So in this table, what I would like to do here is, so see here, guys. Okay. So that is nothing but an what? Customer ID, that is number column. Okay. As of now, I'm just mentioning like this number column as an what? Unique. Okay. And then what? Customer underscore name, that is nothing but an varchar 2 of 50 characters. Okay. And then what? Customer location. Okay. Then customer location. Okay. Customer location, that is nothing but an what? Varchar 2 of 50 characters. Okay. That's all. So this is what the table, so column level, a column level, sir. Column level defining the unique constraint. Dhananjay, is that clear? Yes. So use like as in the constraint frame. Roshni, observe carefully. Roshni, observe carefully. I'm just using like as an constraint. Okay. Constraint name, that is a temp cust unique key. Okay. Temp underscore cust underscore unique key. Okay. That is nothing but and this is nothing but the constraint name, sir. And then followed by what? Constraint type. What is our constraint type? That is unique, fixed, and then followed by customer underscore name, sir. That's all. Clear? This is nothing but an table level constraint. Sir, use of the constraint name. That's what I told you. When you are inserting the duplicate value into this table, Oracle will give you an error, right? In that an error, you will get like as an your constraint name, sir. Okay. Yeah, see here. I'm just creating the table here. Observe carefully, guys, everyone. The table got created. Okay. Insert into temp underscore customers. Okay. Temp underscore customers values of customer ID. Okay. Something like Mahesh. Okay. Hyderabad. Okay. One record I am inserted, sir. Okay. And again, I am trying to insert the same record, guys. Okay. Again, I am trying to insert what? The same record. What it will give you, guys? It will give you an error or not? Can you guys please confirm it will give you an error or not? Yes, definitely it will give you an error. Okay. Observe carefully. Observe carefully, sir. Observe carefully. So the error you are got like as in the thing what? So you are getting like as in the exception or not? So if you open this table, okay. If you open this table, sir, temp underscore customers, okay. So see, there are the two unique constraints are there. Whatever the constraint name here we are getting Roshni. So that constraint name is matched with what column, sir? You are trying to provide the duplicate value for what column? Customer ID column. Right or not? Okay, while inserting the data into this table, sir, understand? Okay, while inserting the data into this table, what you are getting? You will be getting like as in the constraint, unique constraint violated exception. Okay, this is nothing but an Mahesh is nothing but on the database name. This is nothing but on the constraint name. How to create a table name unique, sir? Okay, that I am going to talk in the later, sir, going forward. If the table is already existed in the table, it won't create you the table. In the stored procedure, I will talk about that one. Possible, sir. Okay, where is the temp customer underscore UK? Yeah, I will tell you, sir. Okay, I'm not providing the unique key. I'm not providing the unique key here. Okay, I'm just trying to provide like as in the customer name as in what? Duplicate or not? So now it will throw you an error. Okay, see, sir. See, now you are getting an error or not? Temp underscore cust underscore UK. Okay, so means we added this constraint, we added the unique constraint of what columns are called customer name column. Whenever you are trying to add the whenever you are adding like as in the duplicate customer name, whenever you are adding like as in the duplicate customer name, that constraint name will comes into the picture for you. Understand? Roshni, is that clear? Yes. Okay, immediately the question may get into your mind. Sir, where can I get all these constraints information, sir? Select a star from user underscore constraints, sir. Okay. All the constraints information will be saved under this area. Okay. So select a star from what? User underscore constraints, where it will contains what? All the constraints information, sir. If you wanted to check, if you guys wanted to check, if you guys wanted to verify what constraints are there in your table, then you can add the where condition. Okay, table name equal to what? Temp underscore customers, sir. Okay, these are the two constraints you have under the table. Understand, sir? To to get like as in the user constraints, to get like as in to get to know about like as in the constraints information. Okay, what is the command for that? Select star from user underscore constraints table. Okay, you need to supply your table name. Then you will get to know what constraints are there in your table. Understand, guys? Everyone? Understand or not? Okay, fine. This is all about like a unique constraint. Dhananjay, is that clear for you? Any doubts from the non-IT people about unique constraint? I just oh, I just defined at the column level and at the table level as well, sir. Unique constraint. Okay, clear? Yes. Okay, then we'll jump on to the next one, sir. We'll jump on to the next one. Okay, what is that one now, sir? Next one, not null constraint, sir. Okay, by default, every column, by default, like as in every column in the database table, it is allowing like as in the null values or not, sir? Even if you define like as in the column name as in the column name as in the unique, it will allow like as in the null value or not, sir? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Every database table that every database column will allow the null values or not, sir? If I do not want to, if you do not want to allow that null values means, then what constraint I can go for that? Not null constraint. Understand or not? Not null constraint, sir. Not null constraint. Okay. When a particular column is defined as in the not null means what it will happen, sir? Yeah. Tell me guys, when you define a particular column as in the not null means what it will happen guys? It does not allow the null values into that particular column or not? It does not allow like as in the, it does not allow like as in the, it does not allow like as in the null values into that particular column, sir. And at the same time, we can apply the not null constraint on more than one column in the database table. Okay. If you do not enter the, if you do not enter the values in a particular column of the table, that column automatically takes like as in the null value or not? Come on guys, yesterday I shown you that one. If you do not enter the values of a particular column, sir, that particular column will takes like as in the null value automatically or not, sir? Yes. If you define like as in the not null constraint for that particular column, we can forcefully enter the value into that column, sir. Understand? Okay, this constraint is allows us to enter like as in what? Allows us to enter what? Duplicate values. Duplicate values. Tell me, sir, if you define the column as in the not null means it's just considering as in what? It's just considering not allowing what? Null values, not allowing what? Null values, but it can allow the duplicates or not? Come on guys, when you define the particular column as in the not null means that particular column allow the duplicates or not, sir? It will allow the duplicates, but it will not allow what? Null values, right or not? Okay, but it will not what? It will not, it will, so it will not, it will allow the duplicate values, but it will not allow what? Null values, sir. Remember that point. Okay, one more important point you need to keep in mind when you are working with the not null constraint. Oracle not null constraints are inline constraints, sir. Inline constraints, which are typically used in what? Column definitions of the create table statement, sir. Okay, this is what very important statement you need to keep in mind when you are working with a not null constraint. Not null constraints are inline constraints, which are typically defined at what? Column level. There is no option for you to define at what? Table level, sir. Understand, sir? Understand my point or not? What I'm trying to say? In the Oracle, not null constraint are always defined at what? Column level, sir. You cannot have an option to define at what? Table level. That is not possible. Understand? So this is what the syntax for you, sir. The syntax one. So you just need to define what a constraint type at that at the column level only. Okay, column level only, sir. Understand? Clear? Clear, sir, everyone? Okay, you can define like as an the not null constraint at the column level, sir, not at the table level. That is what the syntax one. Okay, after adding after creating the table, you can also have an option. Also you can have an option to add the not null constraint as well, sir, but somewhat it is little different, sir. Observe carefully. When you are working with the unique constraint, you used the word called what? Add constraint for add constraint name followed by the constraint type, right? But here, if you guys wanted to add the not null constraint to a column, to the amount column, to the column, okay, to the column, you can use what? The following alter table statements, sir. Alter table name, modify column name, not null, sir. Understand or not? This is the way you need to add like as in the not null constraint by using what? Alter statement. Somewhat differs than unique, sir. Whenever you want to add the, whenever you want like to add like as in the new constraint, add the unique constraint to the column means then add constraint is there. Add, alter by using add. But when you want, whenever you want to add a not null constraint support to the existing column of and the table means then you need to modify the table. By default, every column in the Oracle will allow the null values. If a particular column doesn't want to allow the null values means you can go with what? Alter statement. Understand my point or not, sir? One column unique, another column not null, if the possible, sir, on the same table. Yes, sir. Happily, sir. Happily, Akul Prasad. Happily, sir, one column can allow the unique, another column can allow as in the not null. You can define it. Okay, for a one column, you can define the not null constraint and unique constraint as well. Akul Prasad, instead of two columns defining the not null and the unique, you can define those two constraints at a single column as well. No problem. Okay, fine. Okay, then shall we try with this one, sir? How can, so see, sir, we just created, can we apply like as in the unique more than one column at a time? Yeah, that's what I shown you, right? That's what I shown you, right? Someone asked the same question, Roshni. You can apply the unique constraint more than one column at a time. No problem. Okay, yeah, let me show you that syntax as well. Okay, see, someone asked the same question, Roshni, while at the time of creating the table, so we just provided like as in the unique for what? More than one column. Clear? Okay, yes, fine. Okay, then. So shall we try with the not null constraint? Okay, we just created like as in the table. Okay, we just created like as in the table, sir. We are already created like as in the temp underscore customers, and the unique ID is nothing but an what unique, having the unique constraint for what? Customer ID, and having having like as in the unique constraint for what? Customer name. So do we have any constraint to the customer location, sir? Can you guys please confirm? Can you guys please confirm? Do we have any constraint on the customer location? Do we have any constraint on the customer location? No. Shall I add? Shall I add like not null constraint to the customer location or not by using alter statement? By using like as in the alter statement, shall I add? Then shall I add like as in the not null constraint to what? Customer location or not? So this is nothing but an what? Adding like as in the not null constraint for existing column in the existing table, right or not? In the existing table, sir. In the existing table, sir. Observe carefully, sir. What is the syntax I told you? Alter table, alter table, table name, temp underscore customers. Okay, modify. Okay, modify column name. That is customer underscore location. Okay, then followed by what? Not null. That's all. Okay, see, sir, the table got altered or not? You can just see, sir. Refresh here. Refresh here, sir. So see, sir, the customer location search condition is what? Customer location is not null constraint or not, sir? Not null constraint or not? So means tell me, customer location allow the null values or does not allow the null values? Customer location column allow the null values or does not allow the null values? Sir, please stay back in the meeting, sir. Please stay back in the meeting. Okay, don't leave the session. I wanted to give you one quick update on that as well. Okay, just wait for the 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, tell me, sir. So customer underscore location is having like what type of constraint, sir? Not null constraint or not? Okay, not null constraint or not, sir? So means have we added like as in the, have we added like, are we added like as in the not null constraint to the existing column of the existing table or not? Come on, guys. Okay, so for example, I'm trying to insert. Okay, for example, I'm trying to insert one record. Insert into temp underscore customers. Okay, temp underscore customers. Values temp underscore customers, sir. Then followed by what? Customer ID. Okay, then followed by what? Customer name, sir. And then values of what? Something like a customer ID is nothing but an 89, and then customer name is what? VJ. Can you please confirm? Right now I'm just missed the value of what? Customer location. In this scenario, it is trying to insert like as a null value or not? Come on, guys. I'm just inserting into the record. only for the two columns. I missed the third column. It is trying to insert like as in the null value or not, sir? It is trying to insert like as in the null value or not? Yes. So if it is trying to insert like as in the null value means it is allowed or not allowed? It is allowed or not allowed? Is it allowed or not allowed, sir? Customer location column is trying to insert like as in the null value. It is allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. Not allowed. Okay, just verify it. So see, sir, what you are getting, sir? What you are getting? You got an error. You got an error at line number 11 in the command. Insert into temp underscore customer. You have an issue with this command. So what is that error report? Oracle 01400 cannot insert like as in the null into what? Cannot insert into the null into what? Mahesh database temp underscore customers table on the table with the column called what? Customer location. Right or not? It is clearly indicating that error or not, sir? Oracle is clearly saying that I cannot insert like as in the null value of on what? On the particular column of the database table in the database. So this is the column. This is the column. This is the table. This is the database. Understand, sir? If I am going to supply what? Customer location. Okay, if I am going to supply what? The customer location. That is nothing but an what? HYD. See, sir, the row got inserted and where you can see that information as well. 89 Vijay and the Hyderabad, sir. Hope you guys are comfortable or not. How to add like as in the constraint of an existing column on the existing table and how you are going to get an error as well. Understand? Understand or not? Syntax 1 is that clear? Syntax 1 is the clear? Syntax 2 is the clear or not? Syntax 1 and syntax 2 is that clear or not, guys? Everyone? Yes, that's what I clearly mentioned, sir. If you wanted to add a not null constraint to the column, you can use like as in the alter statement as in the below. This is the one. And I already mentioned like one important point. In this case, the column name must not contains any null values, sir, before applying the not null constraint. Whenever you whenever you are trying to add a not null constraint to a particular column, sir, that particular column does not contains any null values, sir. If it is containing like null values means it won't add you that constraint. It won't add you that constraint, sir. That will give you an error. Understand? Understand, sir? So this is what the table, sir, I just created. So observe carefully, sir. So for the client ID, am I defined like as in the two constraints at a time or not? Come on, guys. Am I defined like as in the two constraints at a time or not? Someone asked the question, right? Sir, can I apply like as in the unique for one column and unique for one column and not null for the another column? Yes, you can apply the same rule. Okay, you can apply for the different columns for the two different constraints. At the same way, if you guys wanted to apply the two constraints to the same column means you can apply it, sir. Unique means what? Unique means what? It does not allow the duplicates. Not null means what? It doesn't allow the null values as well. Understand, sir? Take the copy of this statement. Take the copy of this statement and verify whether it is able to execute these things or not. Just verify it, sir. Okay. Something like clients underscore 3, sir. Clients underscore 3. So see, sir, the table got created or not? Just refresh select the tables. Okay, select the table, refresh it, expand the tables. Client 3 got created. Open it, go for the constraints. Go for the constraints. Okay, see, sir, client ID is not null. Client ID is not null or not? Client ID is not null. And in the same way, client ID is what? Unique constraint as well or not? Sir, Satish, like as of now, see, whatever the create statement we have seen, it does not allow the null values as well, Satish. Why? Because we just specified the two constraints here. Unique constraint means it does not allow the duplicates. It does not allow the duplicates. So in such a duplicates, so it will contains what? One null value, right? That null value also it is not going to allow. Why? Because we added like not null as well. Understand? Okay. This is nothing but an what? The example, sir. Okay. So how can you drop? How can you drop like as in the not null constraints, sir? How can you drop like as in the not null constraints? Sometimes you need to change like as in the column with not null constraint to accept the null values, right or not? So that is nothing but an what? Dropping the not null constraint, sir. Okay, sometimes you need to change the column with not null constraint to what? Accepting the null values as well, sir. Okay, accepting the null values as well. To do this, you need to remove what? Not null constraint from the column by using what? Alter table statement below, sir. What is the syntax? Simple. That's all. Again, same reverse. Okay. Yes, observe carefully, sir. I wanted to remove alter. Okay, alter table name clients underscore 3. Okay, modify. Okay, modify, then client underscore ID, then what is that one, sir? Null, sir. That's all. That's all. So this is nothing but an what? Removing the not null constraint, sir. Removing the not null constraint to the client ID column. Understand, sir? Just refresh the table, sir, again to verify whether that unique not null constraint is removed or not. Not null constraint is removed or not, sir? Come on, guys. Not null constraint is removed or not? Okay. So this is how you need to add like as in the not null constraint to the existing column of and the table. And also you can remove what? You can remove what? Not null constraint of the table as well, sir. Clear, sir, everyone? Up to now, these two constraints, unique constraints and not null constraint, is that clear? Sir, this entire discussion will be the talking about 2 points. Okay. Unique constraint and a not null constraint, right? This entire discussion will be the talking about only the 2 points, sir. Observe carefully. Okay, this entire discussion will be the talking about what? 2 things. Conclusion for today's discussion. Okay, nothing more, sir. Okay, unique doesn't allow the duplicate values, but problem is accepting one null value. That is a problem. Okay, then when it comes for the not null, what is the not null, sir? It doesn't okay, doesn't allow the null values, but problem is allowing the duplicate values. Understand or not, sir? Understand or not? Understand my point or not, guys? Everyone? Okay. Yes. Temporarily you can disable the constraint and you can enable the constraint or not. Okay. See, sir, these two constraints can be created during the table creation or after the table creation as well. Okay, after the table creation using what? Alter command. Okay, that is what the one more important point, sir. Clear? That's all, sir. That's all for this today's discussion. Clear? Everyone clear? In line with me? Non-IT people, like whether you guys are in line with me or not. You need to practice more, guys. Okay, you just need to practice more. Okay, before attending the tomorrow session, you just need to complete the practice on these two constraints and come back for the tomorrow session. If you have any blockers, okay, if you have any blockers, please share the screenshots in the please share the screenshot in Oracle in the WhatsApp group. Understand? So tomorrow we'll talk about rest of other constraints such as check constraint, default constraint, primary key constraint, and so primary key constraint, and then what? So foreign key constraint, sir. Abhijit, already notes is going to be available in the GitHub. After completion of the class, you can get that notes. Okay. Yes. Any questions? Any doubts? Any questions? Any doubts, guys? I just wanted to provide a quick update from my side, sir. Okay. Okay. I just wanted to provide like as the quick update from my side. Okay. So I will not be available for the next 3 to 4 days, sir. Okay. I will not be available from the next 3 to 4 days. That is my planned vacation, sir. Okay. That is my planned vacation. So I will not be available. So December 8th. Okay. December 8th. Okay. December 8th, December 9th. Sir, I'm clearly mentioning the dates. December 9th, December 10th, and December 12th. 4 sessions will not be there for you guys. Abhijit, you just need to remember the minimum syntax. How to create a constraint. That should be the fine. Tomorrow class will be there, sir. Tomorrow class will be there. Class will not be there on what? So will not be there the class from where? December 8th to December 12th. The classes will not be there for you guys. Okay. Again, the session will be on December 13th for you guys. So this is my planned vacation, sir. Okay. Almost like 2 months before only we planned this one. Okay. I will not be unavailable on this day, sir. Very last week, due to some illness, I could not take you the sessions, guys. Okay. Yeah, that is what the problem, sir. Okay, in the last week, before week, due to some illness, I could not take you the sessions. Okay. Yes. And this is my planned vacation, sir, basically. Okay. So 8th to December 8th to December 12th, we do not have the Oracle sessions. Okay, fine.